Whoa, it's Friday night again. Welcome to Barbers' episode 32. This is the episode of Champions. Here we go. Coming up around about 8 p.m, around about now, we've got Si and Gaz's news desk, which Gaz got some real good news. Not so much good news, but got lots of news to go through on our news desk tonight. 8:15, making his first public appearance as the new Wahl British Barber of the Year, we have Kilian Maddison joining us in the arms. 8:55, he's no expense spared tonight. Gaz has gone all out on the cocktail tonight. It's a biggie tonight, so get ready for Gaz's cocktail tonight. It's very sexy. And then at 9 p.m, we've got Andy Willis, who is the owner of the brand new Wahl British Barbershop of the Year. Andy will be joining us in Barbers' at 9 o'clock. And then me and Gaz will take you up to closing time in what's going to be Champions of Champions in episode 32. Without further ado, let's meet Tom Cruise himself from Cocktail, the main man. The moustache looks absolutely elegant tonight. Please welcome the one and only Mr. Gary Machin.
Good evening and welcome, sir. How are you? You all good? Well, I'm here tonight. We've had a busy week.
It's a really good week.
What are you drinking tonight? Get that out of the way first. What are you having? I'll buy.
I'm just having a Barbers' as you can see, we've got a nice Barbers' glasses. If you can see that, guys. I'm having a cheeky Desperado. It's a bit like a liquid Valium.
So I'm on the usual. I've got my glass as well. So we're on the Nuki Brown. Just cracked the first one of the week. So that was nice. Good health to everybody out there. A great week. I mean, you've had an even busier week than me. But we've got some news on the news desk. All those guys in Ireland that are just about to stop. I think they've just been told that they cannot work any longer. I think 6 o'clock they finished. They're off now for another 2 weeks. Tough going, guys. Ever so sorry. Scotland are in their second week of their next lockdown because mid Scotland has been, I think it's affecting about 4 million people out there. They're in their second week of lockdown again. And of course, Wales are back at it. England, we go back on Wednesday, which I can't wait. So it's going to be the end of another long month. And we've lost Maradona this week as well to top it all off.
You know what? I can remember where I was in 1986 when we played them, and obviously being a big football fan, I was so geared up. We'd had a bad start to that World Cup, and Lineker had scored the hat-trick, and then I think he ended up getting Golden Boot that World Cup, actually. The uproar when he scored that hand-to-God goal was just like ridiculous. They're only the bastards in Scotland celebrating. But that second goal he scored, I was 16 at the time. And I have to say, it's the most breathtaking goal. And I agree with everybody that said it today. For me, in my lifetime, he's the greatest ever footballer to grace this planet. And God bless him and his family. I know you're a twat, but 60-year-old, he's lived 90 years compared to other people's lifestyle.
Hey, can you imagine the stories he could tell? I mean, not talking about the drugs or anything like that, but you know, the football stories alone, the people he's had the accolades off. I mean, the teams he's played in. I mean, if there's one person who's won tournaments on their own practically, it's that guy, isn't he? He carried a whole team at one time with the Argentinian national team. So fantastic, like you say. But
guys, I know how he feels.
What, at Wahl, you mean?
Oh, well, listen, I watched something. I'm into. I don't really watch much TV now. I'm more into documentaries and stuff. But I watched something where Thomas Muller from Germany played his debut, and they did a press conference afterwards. And Maradona was in the press conference, and he walked out, said, "You've got to just interview me. Why are you interviewing a player who's made his debut? It's not normal." And they stopped the press conference. They told Thomas Muller to leave. And it just reminded me that sometimes I get a little bit temperamental sometimes. And I sometimes kick off a little bit and say, Fuck off. I'm here. Come on. It's me. This is all about me today, not about him or her. Interview me. But fair play. I mean, ledge. Absolute ledge. And, you know, another casualty in 2020, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you know what? Talking about that, and I've spoken to a few people, you know, when I started working with you on the arms, and I knew you before that as well, we'd worked a little bit together. You're a pussycat, man. You've got this persona there. I love you. You know, you have mellowed over the years, though. You have definitely mellowed over the years. But I think the persona is still there, and at times it just sticks its head above the parapet again. But you're a pussycat, really. Anyway, talking of football.
Well, I've always had this thing, Gaz. Though a thin band of fear earns a thick band of respect.
Yeah. Well said, sir. Yes. Also on the news desk, we've got live football with a crowd. I've heard now that Liverpool and London are going to be allowed to play in front of a crowd if they're in Tier 2. If they're up in Tier 3, I know I saw a really good post by one of my staff. He posted something on the Works Instagram, and he said, it's all ended in tears, which I thought was quite apt. It's really good. I know everybody's going to be in a different situation, but the level 2 and the level 3 thing is going to hurt hospitality, I'm sure. Hopefully, we've had guarantees by government, no matter what tier we're in, the hair and beauty industry will carry on. So that's something good to look forward to and hopefully hang our hat on. Jungle time as well. I don't know if you've been watching it. We could do that, couldn't we? We could get in the jungle and do some trials.
I can't do any of that shit. No, I'd struggle. I think I'm all right with these here, which are peanuts.
Get off with you.
Listen, there's a survival mechanism in all of us, and I was saying something the other day. In fact, whilst we was out filming the Wahl Barber of the Year this week, and I said, isn't it funny how resilient we've come? We went for something to eat, and we had a takeaway, and we just got used to not being in restaurants when you're away. You just got used to, if you have to stay not doing the usual things, and we get used to it. You know, we just it's tough for that hospitality area. I felt it this week. One of my friends, Mars and Dave, who own my local pub, you know, they were very, you know, it hit them when the news came out. Tier 3. I think Barnsley would have been in Tier 3 anyway, whether they've got no. I find it all a little bit bizarre at the minute, the tiering system. And especially, you know, I think Manchester's in uproar with Liverpool coming out of it, and I don't know. It's just all a little bit, bit weird, isn't it? It is a bit weird.
Do you know what? I really feel for I mean, personally, and where I live, it's, you know, I'm just in Staffordshire Moorlands, but the whole of Staffordshire's in Tier 3 as far as I believe. We're semi-rural, really, but I feel for places like Trafford and different areas that have been lumped together in a tier because they're in that, you know, it's easier for the government to lump a whole area in there. But there is, I think there is a place for doing local tiers as well. I know it's hard to manage, but there's some places that are lower than ever, that, you know, and they've been lumped in with because they're in Greater Manchester or they're in Birmingham or, you know, wherever it is. I think it's very hard to. You're playing with people's livelihoods at the end of the day, and if you're in the hospitality trade, you know, I'd hate to be there. I think we've had it bad enough for salads, but hospitality, you know, it's really, really dire at the moment. But we can always have a drink at home.
You know what? You've typified this second tier, this second lockdown's mood for me, because I think in the first one you were very getting all your shops sorted out, even though you got to pay a load of money out for all your staff and everything, but you got on with it. But I think second time around, even from day one, you were knackered when you'd done them 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then when we spoke to you on a production meeting on the Thursday, you know, it hit you a bit. And then just generally, I think that you've typified the mood of the country, is that you know what? This second lockdown's been a kick in bollocks. And I think you're all now looking, saying, we've had it twice, but the third time that comes around, if it comes around, is going to be the men against the boys. And I think what my view, we'll speak about it when we've had as guests on, but I've got a few tips for people afterwards, and I'm sure you've got your own views on it, but I'm sure that everybody's going to be at the same view, and we've been saying it all along in this daily arms, but get ready, guys. When you get back, take as much dough as you can between now and Christmas, because it could be a little bit dicey in January.
Well, I think the worry is nothing's guaranteed now. You know, where tomorrow was always another day in our trade. There was always the ability to earn money the next day, wasn't there?
Yeah.
We've you know, over the years we've been in the job a long time, and we could always ride out the recessions. Never really hit us. Obviously, interest rates go up and your personal circumstances. But tomorrow was another day to if you knew the job and you did it right, and you offered a great service, there was always the ability to earn money. Now, that ability is taken away from you because you've got no control of it. That's the whole scary thing. And you're right, you know, I've been up and down. I missed my vlog on Monday. I just, to be honest, we were having some work done, but I just didn't know. My head was all over the place, to be honest. Monday, I had a bit of a wobble before they announced where we were going to be and what we were going to do. And it wasn't guaranteed that we were going to open because they don't give us any information. I was really worried. You know, I didn't know if we were going to open on the 3rd or on the Wednesday or Thursday. And I've had a real wobble this week, and Rachel's noticed it and people around me. And it's just that uncertainty and the ability to not be in control, really. And they keep scaring us with, if we have Christmas, we're going to be locked down after. I mean, that's a disaster to happen, isn't it? So, yeah, you know.
It is a disaster. We're going to try and lift people's spirits tonight. We've got a great show coming up, guys. Guys, I feel for you, guys. Guys who have got salons, guys who have, you know, rented chairs. There's just multiple, you know, hairdressing salons, stylists. It's British Hairdressing Awards on Monday night, and it's it's going to be done virtually. It's been a tough year. We've done so well, but I still keep thinking that this industry gets a little bit of a kick in bollocks. And this is why you need to look back to episode, I think it was 30, when we had Keith Coniford on, which is you need to get state registered. You need to be state registered, guys. Let's get as many people registered in this industry so we have more clout at government level so they don't close us down as quick. You know, there's so many industries that aren't as professional as ours that's being open for little catchment areas, and I think we've got to really beef it up in 2021. We're going to do everything in our power at Wahl to shout that message out. But such a fantastic industry, so professional. People spend millions on refurbing the shops and stuff, and you know we keep getting a little bit of a kick. And I think it's time to stand up and fight back. And I think that's the message, guys. I've got off you this lockdown is that, you know, enough's enough here. We need to stand up. And guys, in your position. And you're so knowledgeable, and people hang on lots of words that you say before you had any moonshine. But is to, you know, you need to shout that message out, though, mate. You need to tell people to get registered and to, you know, improve the standard of this industry at government level.
Yeah, I mean, we've got people fighting for us. You know, there's good people out there. Keith Coniford. I mean, the NHBF, they just had their CEO stand down, well, a few weeks ago. We're meeting with, myself and Jackie are meeting with Richard from the new CEO of the NHBF. So we're meeting with him on Monday. The BBA obviously are pushing all we can for representing the barbering side of things as well. So, you know, people are doing that. We're all lobbying. It's just at the moment, we are down in the pecking order with government, what they've got to deal with, you know, so... But the bigger voice we got, the more we stand together, the better. So here we go.
Okay,
Have we got Kilian in the house? Are we nearly ready for our brand new Barbers?
Yeah. This has been a massive week this week. It's the awards season. I always say to everybody from a business point of view, but also from the industry's point of view, November, December is, say from Salon International, October, November, December is the business end of the year. Your busiest time in your shops, and also it's award season. We were the first to throw us hat in the ring on Thursday, yesterday, and we did our Wahl British Barber of the Year and British Barbershop of the Year. And pointing to that, we have got both of them on tonight as guests in their new capacities, under their new titles. So without further ado, I've got Kilian in the house. Is he in the arms? Here we go. We're about to change somebody's career. Yesterday. The 2020 Wahl British Barber of the Year is maybe from Oldham, Mr. Kilian Maddison. Kilian, are you there?
I'm here. Can you see me pub or is it my bedroom?
No, we can't see anything.
Maddison, can you Wahl British Barber of the Year 2020? Get me beauty! I've just been screaming the house down. Listen, baby. This one is coming right to you, to Oldham. Woohoo! I'm buzzing. I'll give it a kiss for you, mate. Yeah, get in.
Here we go. We're about to change somebody's career. The 2020 Wahl British Barber of the Year. So, Kilian, that was the moment when we announced, but let's just do it again on Barbers' Arms because I love doing this and I've missed it on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new Wahl British Barber of the Year for 2020, Mr. Kilian Maddison in the house.
How are we?
We're absolutely fantastic. How are you?
On top of the world today. It's been a good day. Yeah, I am now. I am now had about 4 beers while I've been waiting.
You know, Kilian, I tried to make sure that, and I have to say at this point, guys, and I want to give a big shout out to the team at Wahl, my colleagues who I work with all the time, and sometimes you take for granted because we move forward so quick and do everything so right. But I'm going to big shout out here to Chris Barleycorn, Charlotte Biggs, and Lan Misome, who put together the production of the Wahl British Barber of the Year virtually. Chris, I know you're watching me. I have to take my hat off to you. What a fantastic production that was. The build-up, the excitement that you created virtually. I were all right myself as well, to be fair, but it was just an amazing event virtually, and we were the first, I think, to do it like that on the virtual platform. Massive shout out as well to Trev Stud, who produced it as well. The whole team worked fantastic. And I hope, Kilian, it gives you the platform without being on stage at Salon. Yeah. I know you were at home with your parents and your brother, but first of all, Kilian, how did you sleep last night?
Last night, a lot better than I did the night before. A lot better. I was up, what was it, Wednesday night? I was up all night, just tossing and turning. And then I've spent the past 4 weeks, because obviously it's been a long 4 weeks of like thinking of things that you could have done in the competition. So I spent that past 4 weeks thinking, I could have done that. I could have done this. Why didn't you do that? And then obviously it's still worked out, but it's just been a long time to process and criticise. But I spoke to a couple of the other fighters, and they were the same. They was, I've spent the 4 weeks just criticising stuff that they could have done. And yeah, but still got the win. That's the most important point. I'm really happy with it. Thank you.
Well, Kilian, can I just say, Kilian, welcome to the Barbers' Arms.
Thank you very much,
one of the judges that judged the competition, but what I can say is congratulations, well done, fantastic job, and it was a really, really tough judging panel this time. I mean, I haven't spoken to any of the other judges other than Simon and the feedback that we've had, but I think it was probably one of the hardest ones we've done. I was involved last year as well, and I take my hat off to you, mate. You did a fantastic job, and it was a unanimous winner, which is even nicer. So can't fault you, mate.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is,
what are you drinking?
Well, I think I'm on my 5th Budweiser. I think I've lost count.
Do you know what Budweiser stands for, Kilian?
Go on.
Because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regular.
Ah. I didn't know that.
I'll fucking text it to you.
I usually drink Guinness, if you look. I usually drink Guinness, but it's rubbish out of a can, isn't it?
I don't know, you have to speak to Gaz, he's the master and all these stouts
I agree.
and browns.
Well, I'm currently having my own beer made for my barbershop Amigos, called Gringos. So I will, when it arrives in a couple of weeks, I'll get some sent over to you. You and Gary as well.
Oh, good. Well, don't send like a few. You need to send it in a case because it's the same to send a case as what it is to send 6 in terms of Royal Mail. So you might as well send me 24. No point sending just fucking 6, is there? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, to be fair, when I first got the Gringos thing, it was meant to be a blonde lager, but something's happened and I've ended up with a festive beer, so I may as well enjoy it. But I've got a gingerbread stout for the first bit, so obviously after that we'll do a blonde lager. But yeah, gingerbread stout for Christmas, so festive beer, and it's 7%. So if you can put away a case of that, I'll give you my trophy.
We haven't got it yet.
Oh yeah.
So, Kilian, we're just to give you the confirmation, all your £1,000 of the Wahl goodies are coming out to you. And I'm coming out on Wednesday to present you with the big Champions League trophy. So really looking forward to that. Guys, just before we move on with Kilian, I just want to say that you can experience the whole Wahl Awards on our Wahl Pro UK Insta. So that's Wahl Pro UK Insta. There's an edited video there where you can see the full build-up, the announcement of Kilian's awards and the Barbershop of the Year. We're going to interview the Barbershop of the Year on at 9 o'clock. But you can see the full interview there. And also as well on the barbersarms.co.uk, you can see both of the Wahl Pro UK Insta and barbersarms.co.uk. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? barbersarms.co.uk. You can see the full experience. Kilian, tell the audience, because we could see the little feed when you were in the video. Nobody else could know, but we could see people in their houses. So I saw the reaction. I saw your mum walking up and down and you screaming up and down. Well, just tell everybody what the atmosphere like at home.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, it was me, my mum, my brother, and my brother's pregnant girlfriend, all diving about the house. It was absolutely mega. You'd think we'd have won the World Cup. My brother screamed that loud. He were well happy, but then he started throwing sly digs out about haircut prices going up and all stuff like that. Even though we don't pay for them.
When I watched the live feed, Kilian, it was really good, and I take my hat off to the team at Wahl and Trevor. But we caught you on camera jumping up and down, like almost pogoing up and down in your front room. And
I didn't know that.
Honestly, I thought that was the essence of what the competition is all about. I thought that was fantastic. How it ended up like that.
We're absolutely diving all over each other. The best we can get.
Do you know what? I mean, I think on the evening, it's really good to have that, or the day at salon, or like, okay, it's the first time we've done this, but I watched an interview today with the British Hairdresser of the Year on Home Salons UK. And I watched Rob on this interview, and he's the British Hairdresser of the Year. And this kid was so humble.
Yeah.
It was so humble, and he's still the British Hairdresser of the Year till Monday night. And he's been nominated again. And he's from my hometown, Barnsley. I'm so proud of him. And Andrew Barton, to have 2 winners from Barnsley of the British Hairdresser of the Year. That's a little message there to you, mate. Keep humble, keep working hard. You've got a year's contract with us. I know you will anyway, and I know you listen to what I say to you, but it's an important thing. Keep your feet on ground here, because you can get carried away with it. The highs are high, but you've just got to be careful when you're on a shitty Wednesday in Oldham when it's pissing it down with rain. A couple of clients have knocked back. keep yourself really positive because, you know, it's a long marathon, this, pal. It's a long marathon.
Kilian, just for our viewers, and you know, they might not know your background. I know we're going to give them the opportunity to watch this on the Barbers Arms. They can, you know, access all areas for you personally as well. But when you actually, from the beginning of the story, when you actually started and entered into the you know, Barber of the Year for Wahl, was it a better or worse, or, you know, was it harder than you actually thought? And what was it behind it that you really wanted out of it? What was your, you know, what made you get into the competition in the first place?
Well, with that one, I'd started from the beginning, because when I first started training to be a barber back in 2013, my uncle Paul, who is watching now in Spain, took me to Salon International. And obviously, I'd never seen anything like that industry-wise before. I was brand new to it. But we was completely drawn to the Wahl stage throughout the full weekend. So we pretty much covered around the stage for the full weekend. And he pretty much said to me, that is what you want to aim for when you get into barbering. So, you know, obviously when I used to work at Savills, I lived with Jamie Dunning, and he won it. And it's just always been one of those, but it's just always been there. So I've always wanted to win it. So it's meant a lot to me, this one, because it's been there from the very beginning.
Fantastic.
Hey, Guys, did you know as well, it's the first time ever. I've been really honest with you. I've tried to speak to all the people that didn't win it yesterday and the barbershop. So if you're watching tonight, guys, I'm halfway through speaking to all of you. But I spoke to Kilian. Barring me, I joint topped him. Every other judge card, he got top marks. And that's the first time that's happened on this competition. So he kind of run away with it, to be fair. Yeah, you were well in front, mate. So fair play to you. And the new.
That's really good to know, that one. That makes it that little bit better to know that it was unanimous. That's a proper nice thing to know that.
Do you know
Barring the boss?
Pardon?
Barring the boss, joint.
Really?
Well, do you know what though, Kilian? I will say and this is for everybody who's watching and for the guys who entered. And let me just say as well, you know, to Dale, Gure, Kyle, Luca, and Sean, great work, absolutely fantastic. You were in good company. There was one point in it for me with you, and that point was the whole package. We have a judging criteria when we do this, and you know, it might be about the finished results, the presenting skills, techniques used, confidence. You know, all these things went in, and you didn't score top marks in certain areas with me, but you were the whole package. You know, I'm not taking anything away from you. You hung my hat on you. You were the best on the day, and I thought it was very hard from this year's not be on stage. I felt for you a little bit to not be on stage, but you deserve it even more than any other year, probably, because you couldn't hide anywhere. You couldn't hide on stage. You know, the eyes are always on you on stage, but you had to talk all the way through. You had to hold us. You had to present to us. You had to talk it all the way through. So, you know, it's very, very, very well deserved, mate. Congratulate you again. You know, you did a great job and a fantastic model, which I think for all the young people out there who are entering competition, just let them know that how important the model is.
Yeah, Anthony's one of the most handsome I've ever laid eyes on. He loved it. Honestly, really good model. I tell you what though, it took me till Monday night, I think it was, to actually get the ball to watch the full video that I'd done. And I was sat there in bed watching it, and I thought, how many times have I said movement in this video? I must have said movement about 4. So I'm sat there like, no.
But I think that's a good point as well. You don't even know you've said it. For all young barbers out there and all our massive followers that we have, and I know we don't mention you every week, but we know we've got a massive cult following, and lots of you have been there from day one. Me and Gaz know exactly who you are. And Thanks, Jamal, for sending out my T-shirt, by the way. This is just a message there. Listen what he just said. He's in bed at night going through his video. You work it, you sleep it, you eat it, you live it. If you want to be the very, very best, you have to have dedication at this game. To get to the top level, to win the Wahl British Barber of the Year, you have to be at that top level. And so there is no like, oh, I'll dip in, I'll dip out. No, you've got to fucking be in it, around you, surround it. And that's what you've done, Kilian. Kilian, how will this affect your business?
Well, this couldn't have been any better timing. My business, until we closed in at the beginning of the second lockdown, my business had only been open 5 weeks. So obviously, from a big point of view, to be able to offer this to customers and to see this, it's like sort of like a see the man behind the prices type thing, because I've worked at Savills. Obviously, I spent four years running Danny's upper mill shop at Danny & Co. And it took a lot of courage to go out and do it myself and open my own. And now it sort of gives people a reason to come to my business. It's a massive thing. I need to get a massive sticker on the window just saying UK Barber Year 20. British Barber Year.
Have you spoke to Danny and have you spoke to Joff since you've won it?
Yeah, I spoke to Danny, spoke to Joff straight away. Danny messaged me within about 2 seconds of winning it, which were nice. Joff spoke to me, and Alan Beak as well. Obviously, we're all from Oldham, so to have that relationship with Danny and Alan, with them both, not being competition, but they're not, they're still businesses within the area. To have such a good relationship with them both is still nice. Because when I first started.
Time for a shot, guys. We'll have a shot on you at that one, Kilian. I'm having a little bit of tough nut moonshine. Guys, I can't do Firefly a minute. I'm sorry, I'm not as... Oh, look, watch this. He's the daddy. He's the master. Can you have a shot with us?
Yeah, I'll just finish the rest of this. Budweiser with you.
Fanny.
Cheers, Kilian. All the very best.
Cheers, Gary. Done. Right. I think this is the third video in this interview.
That's what it's all about. When you're in the arms, we have a drink, we have a chat, and it's nice to do it. Kilian, hopefully, one of the, I won't say a downside actually, I'd say a really upside. I think Gaz said it in his when they interviewed the judges. I think winning it is fantastic, that euphoria of winning it. And you're the first one ever to win this competition virtually on the way you've done it. But hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can get back to some normality, you've got a full year with Wahl.
Yeah.
How are you looking forward to that?
It's something I've always wanted to do. It's something I've always fancied doing. Obviously, Wahl is the biggest and best clipper company you can be near. It's just every event you go to, you're always drawn to the Wahl stage. So to be on that stage is sort of a dream come true, really, especially because in the great scheme of things, I've not really been doing my job that long. I've only been cutting hair 6 years. So to sort of, what I've done in 6 years and to now be at this point, it's a lot more than I could have asked for when I started. But again, it is just living and breathing the job, I suppose. But it's a massive, massive dream come true, to be fair.
Because the other... Go on, sorry, guys, you go.
Go on. I think that's credit to you in the first place. I think you've had great training, obviously. Did you do your apprenticeship at Savills, or did you do your training at Savills?
I originally got a job on Deansgate in Manchester, obviously because I'm from Oldham, it's only 20 minutes away. And I, to be fair, I paid for a night course when I was 21. I was sat in an office job and I hated it. And I thought there's got to be more to life than this. I can't hate getting out of bed every morning. So I paid for a night course in barbering. And obviously, like I said, my uncle was a massive, massive help. He pointed me in the right direction of where I wanted to be and said, aim for Manchester City Centre. So I got a job in a place called City Gent. And then within 8 months, I managed to land the job at Savills by sheer luck, I'm going to say. But I got completely retrained at Savills, and the platform that Savills give me is what I use for everyday cutting, and it's how I train staff. I brought apprentices through. So I would say Savills train is definitely the platform. But when I say your main bread and butter haircuts like your fading, I've learned a lot of stuff at Danny & Co as well before that.
What I was trying to get at when I said that is, you've obviously gone in a direction and picked out where you wanted to work, got the best of what you wanted out of each place you've worked at, which is an entrepreneurial thing to do. But it really impressed me that you decided to open your own salon or your own barbershop in between a pandemic lockdowns, which I find quite unbelievable. And how's that impacted on your business? Did you think, oh shit, what have I done? Or was it like, here I am, I've got to get it done?
I think that's a mix of stupidity rather than bravery, to be completely honest with you, with a little bit of naivety as well. But I can't complain. In them 5 weeks, it's been absolutely amazing. I've probably got a customer base of around 400 customers that have, luckily they've stayed loyal and they've followed me, and it's been absolutely brilliant. So obviously it was a bit of a kick in the teeth when it went in the second lockdown, but we've got through it. We're back in on Wednesday, and we sort of move on from there, really, don't we?
Yeah,
fantastic.
Absolutely. I think as well, Kilian, I'm looking forward to getting hold of you, not in a weird way, but just getting. I love Gaz. I've loved it with some of our winners, and you look at Andrea Raymond, who's now under what's she done 5 years with us. She even judged this competition. She's like probably the best female barber in the world. I can't say any more from that. Carl Taylor, who won it last year. He's under contract now with us. So Kilian, fingers crossed if we can get out and do some exhibitions and do some training and working together. I know that the way that we work with people and where we drive people, if you accept that medicine, you will move forward. Trust me.
Yeah,
and I think it's definitely something I'm looking forward to working with you. And look, Gary said it earlier. I'm so glad you said it as well, Gaz. Dale Ince, Chitty, Kyle Rowlands, Garay Kesman. Garay's been in final twice. Sean Buckingham, all fantastic barbers. And in any other given day, I'd work with any of them as ambassadors or team members. So I think it was really a tough competition. What was the toughest thing is obviously I'm speaking to him and celebrating with him afterwards. When all the production and everything on Instagram yesterday had finished, I had to speak to everybody on a Zoom call yesterday who sat there who had not won. And that was tough because I think they put so much hard work into it, and they're so fantastic in their own abilities, whether it's a barbershop or the barbers themselves. They're all superstars in their own right. It was a tough call. Just to give some kind of last minute inspiration to say, look, we've not done it this year, but keep plodding away and keep plugging. You're on the right things. Because we had so many entries, guys, this year. I mean, to get it down to the final 6, it was a full day. Get it to the final 6. Yeah. I think it was the highest entries we'd had.
Well, from a judging point of view, and I'm I saw the little video links that you did for the judges. Andrea and Joth and all the guys. But the thing is, from a judging point of view, we had the videos through, and then we had a little bit of an issue because one was missing, and then because of lockdown, and so even that didn't go smoothly as it could have done, could it? Because this pandemic's just got in the way of everything. Yeah. But I like to see them all together. I couldn't judge them all separate. Well, you obviously judge them all separate, but I needed to see everybody as a full package because the standard was so close and so high. I mean, Gure, like you said, he was in it last year. He was in final of Barbershop of the Year as well. You got a feel for the guy. Great barber, fantastic at shaving. I've judged him before in other competitions. And so that just proves how tough the judging was. And from a judging point of view, it was tough. But, you've got to hang your hat on somebody. And that guy today was Kilian. And, you know, I can't say any more than that. It was just a great experience and great to be part of.
It was funny. Obviously, from their point of view, it's not the same not working on stage or having the big audience at Salon International, the music blasting out when we win it. Carl Taylor, who won it last year, he has it continually on playing his car, the Starship song, Nothing Can Stop You Now. And every time I hear that, it gives me goosebumps. It was different this year, but I literally left the studio, and one of the first phone calls I made to Kilian was, it's a bit like Delboy and Rodney when they got into the car and said, "Do you want to go first or shall I go?" When they won when they got the, all right, yes, get in, you beauty, because you can't do it virtually, but it was that kind of release of, and the new Wahl British Barber of the Year is, and it's you know, it's still, it gets me quite emotional now, because I think we've created a massive competition there. And something that, you know, we should be proud of as a brand, but also as well, the people that win it, you know, it's a massive one for their career. Kilian, where are you going to keep the trophy?
There's a place in the shop right behind my waiting area where the Chesterfield is. And I've been saying to all my customers since they got in the final, I've said, that's safe for the trophy, that bit there. So you'll see it when you come in, and it's there. At the moment, I've got a little cherub with sunglasses there at the moment. I put a video on the other week and that was on it, so we have to find a place for that so no one breaks it. But yeah, it's definitely going there, right in the window.
Brilliant. Kelly, just quickly before we wrap up, and we've got some questions I'm sure off Simon, but just from your video point of view, and this is a difference from the judging this time round. I mean, Rachel, my other half, barmaid that she's knocking about somewhere, she says, "What are you watching again?" You know, because I've got the music and I was sitting in the kitchen kind of thing. I must have watched all the videos about 10 times, because we got them saved from on YouTube. We got sent them, and then we saved them, downloaded them, and I must have watched your video about 10 times. Now, that's another side to the judging that never usually happens, because we have that one chance to walk around the stage. We might miss little bits or whatever, but I actually watched all your videos, looked at your background, looked at your Instagram, looked at your profile. So it wasn't just that cut on the day. Just truthfully, how long did it take? Was it Kilian one take, or did it take you a little while to get that video nailed down?
No, it was one take. Obviously, if you on the video, there was a bit where Dom, who was videoing it, and he said, "We're going to have to cut," and I said, "We can't cut. It's got to do it." And that was what knocked it for my confidence, because I thought, "Oh, I've lost it here. I've definitely lost it here," because I had to sort of explain to Dom that we can't cut and carry on. And he was like, right, okay. And I'm like, and then I thought, I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to get a new model and get it. Because on that day I'd had filming for the shop, and I thought, right, the best day to do this is while I've got a proper filming crew here, is get this guy in. I thought, oh my God, this is ruining this bit. But no, it was all one take. But what I did notice was with my cut, I think I did it in 32 minutes, and the video was 45 minutes. So that's another thing I've been criticising myself on for. Like, why did you rush that cut? Why did you, But it's just the thing that I'm used to. I'm used to doing 2-3 haircuts an hour and getting people in and out. So the speed and process of my haircuts doesn't take that long. So it took me to sort of finish. And I said, when we actually turned the camera off, I said, how long did it take? And he went, 33 minutes. And I thought, the video's 45 minutes. I've got nearly 15 minutes of time I need to make up there. So these past 3 weeks have just been me torturing myself about how I could have put 15 minutes more work into that haircut. So one take it was, one take.
What you want to watch, Kilian, though, is you want to watch Gaz his cocktail do one take on his cocktail, because he's the master of takers.
I think the past 5 weeks I've watched Gaz do them cocktails. And I think that, every week that I've watched it, you've come off worse off every week.
I'm not in his league. I can't do it, mate. I can't do it. I swear.
I don't think I could do it. And I'm if you knew my family, my mum, my dad, and my brother, they're all pro at drinking. I'm sort of mediocre, but they're horrendous.
Well, do you know what, mate? If you've done that in one take and it's turned out like that, I've picked the right man. My very, very last comment is we picked the right one. But our producer, Trevor, we've done a lot of online platform stuff, and we try and do it in one take and no editing. And, you know, we do little bits, but something special to do it in one take as well. So my hat's off to you as well. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Thank you. Look at that. That's no haircut for 5 weeks. That's why I've got this big stupid hat on.
Kilian, before we finish up, we're obviously going to come out next week. Gaz is trying to come out with me as well, if it's safe to do so, depending on the different tiers, to present your trophy. And depends if we can get an hotel as well in Oldham.
You try Manchester, it's a bit nicer.
What tier is it in Oldham?
Manchester and Lancashire is 3 at the moment, but you would be able to get a hotel if it's for work. I'm going to guess so. But don't book an hotel in Oldham because there's no nice ones. They're horrendous.
Okay, we might come out Tuesday before you get busy and do it, or we might do it Thursday. Depends on the. Well, I'll speak to you over weekend anyway, but we'll get a date there where we're going to come out and do it. Kilian, we finish off on Barbers Arms, get a little profile of our guests on Barbers Arms, so no different to you tonight. Kilian, Maddison, what is your favourite drink?
Guinness by a mile.
What's your favourite food?
Oh, curries. Can eat curries all day long.
Curries. That's a Northern phrase. Well, Gaz's Northern. Curries.
Curry.
What's your favourite destination? What's your favourite place that you visit?
It's usually the pub.
I'll say that one is different. What's your favourite music?
Anything that I can dance to when I've had a few of these.
Okay, and who would be your ideal dinner date?
I'd probably say a 90s Robert Downey Jr. because it'd be a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
Brilliant.
Okay, here we go. Got Kilian Maddison. He's having a nice Guinness. He's having a curry in his favourite pub, which is his favourite destination.
If you look behind me, I'm actually in the Moon Underwater on Deansgate. That's the pub that I've got offline.
Thanks for interrupting me. He's in the Deansgate pub, but we'll start again. He's having a Guinness. He's having a curry. He's in his favourite pub on Deansgate. He's listening to any music as long as he can dance for it. And he's doing all this with Robert Downey Jr. in the 90s. Ladies and gentlemen, in his first public appearance, if you're at home, this is a massive moment for this young man. He is the new Wahl British Barber of the year 2020, Mr. Kilian Maddison. We lost him as well, guys, halfway through that. We couldn't even say goodbye to him.
Hey, do you get the feeling he's had enough of you already, boss?
Well, he ejected really early. But yeah, look, great kid. I'm chuffed for him. And I was chuffed when I saw the scorecards that it were like so in front of everybody else. And, you know, I can't wait to get out there, whatever day it is next week. I can't wait to get out there and present his trophy to him. You know, I just find it all. It's very positive, Gary, but in a way, it's sad because we haven't got that platform at Salon. It's sad for me because I bounce off the audience. I had one cameraman and one tech guy yesterday with me, and he were all from a distance. And you know, it's tough. It was tough. It's not like it's normal years, but hopefully we delivered something that were like really, really good.
Well, it's probably a tech problem. I don't think he meant to cut us off like that anyway, or cut you off like that anyway. So it's don't hold it against him and don't make his medicine even worse. All right. So Kilian, if you're listening, if you've carried on listening, mate, fantastic. And get it up them. It's all right, mate. Great kid though. I thought he was everything I thought he would be, because you can't get when we're on stage and you judge it usually, and you ask them questions, where you're from, what do you do, what do you like, we're talking to them as well, so you're bouncing off, so you don't get to see them, the personality as much. But I think with the judging that we did, it was more of a classroomy presentation. But I think, talking to him there, he's going to be a bundle of fun on the road. He's going to be a nice fella, and I think you'll get on with him really well. I think he's great
kid, great talent. I've seen him cut, a few times on different things. And like you said, one of the things that we're all, one of the things that all the judges could do, I'm sure we all did. I watched it, guys, about 4 or 5 times. And when the last one, because obviously Kyle were in lockdown, so he did his video later, I kind of had to watch them all back to back. I couldn't watch them separately. And then I watched them about 4 or 5 times continually back to back to make sure that I got the right scorecard. And, I think we all can't be wrong.
No. And that's the good thing. And I think that reinforces everything. I mean, I haven't seen the scorecards. It was all kept a secret right up until the day. I didn't even send you my scores. Charlotte had all the scores. So I think, from a point of view of transparency and how well it went, to get that back as well, I mean, he must be buzzing to know that, on the day, he had all the judges.
I mean, at Salon International, I get to find out probably 3-4 minutes before I announce it in my earpiece. And I think it was just like, I had it a couple of hours beforehand, obviously because we were doing the recordings and the live feeds and stuff. But still, look, I still love doing it. It still give me a massive buzz. It was good. It was good. Even cheeky short without asking me.
Well, the reason being is Trevor sent me this. I didn't show him because he sent me this with my moonshine, and I've been in it already. So I do like it. So I had to get a new one as well for tonight for go on. So because I knew it wouldn't last me.
Yeah.
So cheers. Anyway, you gonna have a moonshine then with me?
You know what? I actually like those fireballs. They're a bit like a cinnamony kind of. I don't know. I can't do them like you do them, and I'll have a drink with you afterwards. But I'm taking it really slow. So is she as well, because obviously, last 2 weeks you've proper nailed it at cross. She has proper been attacking, drinking with you. Because they're not with the master. Tonight, guys, what is our cocktail tonight?
Well, I thought I'd keep it really simple, really classic, and we are going to have some champagne because we are celebrating 2 fantastic finalists. So we've got some champagne, just taking it off ice. We've got it here, I can see. This is one of my favourites. So
cool glasses as well. Is the bar manager Rachel? Is she about?
Yeah, she's going to come down in a minute. She watches us upstairs, so she fetches and carries for me. Now, I'll just before she does come down, I'll show you this one because I did my vlog this afternoon when I got in. This is a lovely bottle of champagne that the lads bought me from work for my 40th, and I've never drank it yet. And Rachel has to keep the barmaid. She has to keep hiding it from me because when I run out of booze on a Friday night, she thinks I'm going to drink it. So I said I'm going to drink it tonight live on air, and she said, "You dare!" So she was going to kill me. So this is for the guys who took part and also the guys that have won. So this is for Kilian and for Andy from Andy's Barbers in Bicester. So there we go, live on air. We pop the cork. So if you're going to serve it just straight from the bottle, obviously on the side, straight in, chilled. Turn the bottle so we don't drip, because I do love champagne. I'm not a champagne Charlie, but if there's a guy named Phil Wood who I shoot with, and Lovely fella. He owns part of he's got part shares. I don't think he owns the whole thing, but he gets a certain share of a champagne crop every year. So to all the competitors, if you like it, you can drink it on its own like this. Then for the girls out there or people who don't like it, on its own, we've got two tonight. This is a classic shooting drink, but also we've got a Bellini. So peach schnapps, just in the bottom there. Top it up with, this is Rachel's, this is barmaid. So top it up with champagne. And, you know, Phil Wood, if you're watching, he'd absolutely kill me now if I put anything in champagne. He just drinks champagne by the glass. Absolutely beautiful. Classed as a Bellini. It is a bit of an easy way out. We're using peach schnapps. You're supposed to use fresh peaches if you were doing it in Italy, but absolutely lovely. Smells beautiful. Lovely, refreshing drink. You can have it with Prosecco as well, but that's the cheap way. So that's barmaids. And then, if you go into country sports, if you like countrymen, this is a classic drink before you start in the morning. Slow gin. This is from Manchester Markets. Kilian will know exactly where I've had this from because he's in Oldham. So we drop that in the bottom. A nice measure of slow gin. Beautiful at this time of year. Typical winter's drink. And then we top it up with champagne. Perfect. And there we have it. A slow gasm. Not after me, but it's a slow gin with champagne. Absolutely delicious. My most favourite champagne drink if I'm not drinking it on its own. So cheers, everybody. Cheers for everybody who watches us week after week all around the world. Simon, cheers, buddy. Can we go to that side?
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. All the very best.
See ya. Nice to have Kilian on. I think it's nice that obviously if he won the award on stage, you get a lot more. But I think Barbers Arms has fetched that platform to everybody. Coming up on Barbers Arms as well, guys, I want to tell you about something that's happening round about the 28th of February and the 1st of March. We will have our Barbers Arms exhibition, virtual exhibition. So obviously, because of lockdowns and stuff, we postponed it till the 28th and the 1st of March. But that's something for you all to really look forward to. We should be, hopefully, at that point in a lot more positive position, vaccines and everybody out of these tier system. And we hopefully going to, as we're coming out of that and things are getting a little bit safer, we can fetch you a fantastic exhibition on those days. So stick that in your diary. Should be popping up on your screens as well, which is the 28th of February and the 1st of March, which is the Barbers Arms Expo. So that's going to be really good. Just before we introduce our next guest.
I tell you what, mate, if that gets cancelled over this lot, then that is curtains, isn't it? we are pushed it so far in advance because it's going to be a great show. I'm sure that's going to be going ahead, but you just don't know at this time, do we? So it's fantastic. Got some great acts and some great.
Well, we had them all lined up before, didn't we? So I think they're all queued up to do that as well. Everybody's busting to showcase their stuff. Everybody's showcasing products, new products. People are desperate to do demonstrations on this platform as well. Thanks to our 4.5 million views that we've had since we started this show. 32 episodes now we're into. So thank you to everybody, and especially our cult following that we have every week. You know who you are. There's too many of you to mention, but I know you're all there every week. So it's fantastic that you all have us. Before we get the next guest on, if you want to watch, first of all, our Instagram account, Simon Shaw Wahl. Gaz is the British Barber, and also Barbers_arms is our Instagram account. If you want to go on our website, which you can, on the website as well, you can see the full Wahl awards in its full entirety. Experience the awards if you missed it yesterday, which is barbersarms.co.uk, and also on the Wahl Pro UK Instagram channel as well. You can watch the full Wahl Barber of the Year and Barbershop of the Year awards yesterday. I don't know why I'm stuttering. I've only had one moonshine.
Well, I was just going to say, what have you been drinking in the toilet? Have you had some mess? Have you just been taking the moonshine in there with you? What's happening?
Do you know what? The decorator's been in, and she's picked.
Is that a figure of hey? Is that a figure of speech, or have you actually had somebody painting?
No, we had somebody painting, and she's picked all the colours. It looks absolutely fantastic, by the way, what she's done. But the fumes today, I've been in and out all day, but the fumes have really got to me today. So it might be a bit of that kicking in excuse.
Just before you carry on, do you know what we missed? Right at the beginning of our opening news. Can I just thank the guys from the Bomb Squad and Mike Baker as well. We had 90,000 views last week, which is great, guys. So James Allen and Martin, and then Mike Baker from Portsmouth as well. I just thought I'd get that in as well. And sorry that we put the wrong information out for Martin. He is at Cop House now at the moment. He's working at Cop House, not what we put on. So we just put that out there. He did message me. I'm sorry about that, Martin.
So, guys,
great guys. I thought he was great.
Just before we introduce our next guest, I think it'd be really poignant at this point to have a look back at the moment when we introduced and we announced the new Wahl British Barbershop of the Year.
We're about to change one barbershop to 2020. The Wahl British Barbershop of the Year 2020 is from Bicester, Andy's Barbershop. The new winner of the Wahl British Barbershop of the Year 2020, Andy's Barbershop from Bicester. Andy, congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much indeed.
Hey, Andy, how are you, boy?
Hello there. You okay? Good evening.
You're in a very smart bar there, by the way. Is that your backdrop of your house, or is that actually a bar somewhere?
do you like it, Gary? It's a backdrop.
It looks fantastic. I know you've got a fantastic barbershop, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was the bar in your barbershop, by what Simon's been telling me.
Well, yeah, we have got some. You'll have to come and visit us sometime. We've got it upstairs in the groom room. You might enjoy a drink there.
Fantastic. Love to, mate. We'll definitely come down and see you. Well, congratulations. What a fantastic accolade to get. I think this is one that's close to my heart. I think to get Barbershop of the Year from Wahl must be absolutely dream come true for you guys.
Yeah, it was. Listen, when we entered, we thought that we've won awards in the past, but we've seen other people get this trophy at Salon International. And, it's one of those where you stand up, you applaud the winner, and you often wonder how far away you are from being that sort of winner yourself. So, it's great to be the new winner. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think, is that the first time it's been outside of London as well? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct, Andy. And I have to say, before we start, I love to do this. I love it. I said to Kilian, and I say to you, on every single letter that goes out, every single press release, everything that you do in the next 12 months, you need to say this. Andy Willis, welcome to Barbers Arms. Andy's Barbershop, Bicester. You are the new Wahl Barbershop of the Year 2020.
Oh, brilliant.
Love it. Gary, listen to this. I'm in the studio I've got earpiece, and it's remote. It looks exciting, but you're on your jacks. And I've got a little feed on my screen, and I'm seeing Andy, and he's talking to his girlfriend, he's talking to his daughter, and I could hear my voice in, and I'm watching the feed, and then it went, from Bicester, and I just see him sat in his chair giving, loved it.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure there was no one else from Bicester in the competition. I was just worried it had gone somewhere else. But no, we were surprised. We were chuffed to bits, Simon. Really, really, really pleased. In fact, I was going to go to bed last night, and I said, I'll just answer this message, then I'll go. I'll just answer this message, then I'll go. So after a while, I finally decided to go to bed, and after about 10 minutes, I thought I better go downstairs, and I didn't get a great deal of sleep last night. I was really, really pleased. It's sort of sunk in a little bit more today, and you know, we've had a lot of people from barbershops up and down the country messaging to say congratulations, and that you know, working with Wahl over the next 12 months, we are really looking forward to that. I think it's the next stepping stone for the barbershop, to be honest.
So Andy, you know, one of my questions were, just talk us through a little bit the last 24 hours building up to it. You know, I see a lot in the WhatsApp groups, in the awards WhatsApp groups, people like, what time's it on, and kind of thing. Explain to me, what were the last 24 hours like?
Well, do you know what? We picked our daughter up yesterday at 3 o'clock. We all rushed home. Friends and family were messaging to wish us luck. Our barbers were sort of saying, you know, where can we watch it? Is it definitely on at 4 o'clock? And then when it came on, you know, the barber of the year, with all due respect, I tended to enjoy that a bit more than the barbershop of the year, because I knew we wasn't in that one. You know, you felt a little bit more relaxed. And then it was one of those where, you know, I know many of the barbers that won, that were in the barber of the year, and they were fantastic, all of them. You know, congratulations to all of them. And then, of course, it was our group, that barbershop of the year, and it was brilliant. I didn't really enjoy it until probably 3 or 4 times after I watched it, and it sunk in. You know, it was one of those, until you said the new winners are from Bicester. Blimey, hang on a minute, that's us. You know, it was great. And then, you know, listen, I'd like to say also, we've had a lot of messages today from the finalists in our category, wishing us good luck. There were some really nice messages today coming from them as well. So in an industry where it is quite harsh, you know, it was nice today that nearly all of them messaged to say good luck, and can we come down and have a coffee with you next year and get our haircuts and that. I like that. I thought not everything has to be a war, and I quite enjoyed that, to be honest. It shows that although then they didn't win, it was nice that we got the good luck messages.
You know what? I think that's really refreshing, and I think that's happened more since we've been in the predicament we are with, you know, the pandemic and everything. And I don't want to labour on that point, but I think it's made us all more, you know, a little bit more human, because it's a very cutthroat industry, especially if you're working in an area where there's a huge saturation of barbers. But I think that's, to people to be magnanimous after the fact, I think that's really, really great. Just one question. Your journey's been a great journey. I mean, you've been in a new premises now. How long have you been in the new premises now, Andy?
3 years, Gary, just over 3 years. Yeah. We've been in business nearly 13 years. And, you know, you talk about the pandemic. I absolutely agree with what you said just a second ago, that it's brought barbershops. You know, I often have coffee with some of the owners in our town, you know, and we'll have a chat, and, you know, you sort of say, is it us? No, we're in this situation as well. And it's been really good. So, you know, it's not been easy for anybody, you know, and it's one of those where when you sort of speak to people about barbering and they say, you can't be a good barber if you've only just gone on a 6-week course, or some barbershops, for whatever reason, might not employ females, or, you know, people dig out, if you like, the Turkish barbers, all that. What my point is that whatever you are, everybody's in this situation together. It doesn't matter the ability of your work or the level or the size of your business. Everybody is in this pandemic together. And when we get back to work next Wednesday, we've got to pedal like mad, because there is a chance that in January we're going to have to stop again. So I think it's one of those, the pandemic has sort of dropped a lot of the egos, and a lot of the sort of Hollywood haircuts, if you like, have gone out the window, and it's get your head down and get on with your job. And I don't think that's a bad thing for the industry personally, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what, Gaz, as well? We obviously, through this process of the Barbershop of the Year, we have secret shoppers, we have our marketing team, look at their marketing team, we look at low stuff, but the real criteria is this: retail on offer. Guys want to go into a barbershop, and if they've got a great puck through their hair, the smell's nice, the colognes are nice, the shaving products are nice, they can buy them from that barbershop. Box ticked. The waiting area, what's it like? Is it comfortable? And Andy, you know this. I spent a lot of time in your waiting area when I was there. Without you, I didn't want to speak to you. I just want to sit in waiting area. Massive 60-inch screen there, Sky Sports, little hub, soft sofa, nice. No magazine. It was just nice to watch Sky Sports. I could sit there and just wait for my haircut, but past the time. The team that were working there, all super professional, all on different incentives. Everybody, you know, everybody knew where they were. Salon design, beautiful, especially in this COVID time as well. It was set for COVID before he even knew COVID would come in. It was just set for an individual. Each area were like boxed off. Male beauty grooming area. You can go upstairs and have your eyebrows done. You can have sport massage. You can have things waxed, and you know, that area were in there. The charity work that these guys do. But also, one of the things, Andy, that really pushed it to us as well was, I love this, local barbershops sponsoring areas like football teams and things like that. Those are some of the boxes that Andy ticked that some of the other shops didn't tick. And that, for me, really stood it out for the whole package, the secret shopper, everything we said in the criteria. You ticked more boxes than everybody else. You are the Wahl British Barbershop of the Year.
Thank you very much. And you know, it's good to be on your toes at all times. You know, every time somebody came in, we're sort of looking along the line. We'd have 6 or 7 barbers. This is a new client. You know, is this the mystery shopper? Or is this the mystery shopper? And I sort of said to our team, they're not going to come in with a badge on. You know, you've just got to do the best haircut that you can do. And, you know, you got to back yourself a little bit. You know, when you get a client coming in, it's like if they say, well, look, I normally get this barber to do it, but he's not here today, so I'm going to get you to do it. And the barber say, oh, I feel a bit nervous. Say, look, you got to back yourself a little bit. And if we're not good enough, we'll get told how we can improve. And if we are good enough, we're going to have to improve to stay at the level. You're going to have to improve if you want to move forward. So it's one of those things where 27 years ago when I started barbering, there wasn't these competitions. There wasn't these academies. It was all for the female hairdressers. And that's great. I've got, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you think 25 years ago, there was no training academies. There was no competitions for barbers. And barbering has moved on massively, really, really quickly. And it will do. And these competitions are great. And for those of you that have won it, you know what it feels like. But also, you know, we've had pain this year as well. You know, people say to me, you're packed all the time. No, we're not. No, we're not, Round. Just because you walk past, you might think we're busy. We have the same bills to go. When there was COVID, we still had to pay the rent. You know, you've seen the size of the premises, Simon. You know, you've seen our neighbours at Sainsbury's. We still got the bills coming in. So it doesn't matter if our barbers are self-employed, which some of them are, and they're earning a great deal of money, or they're on the cards, but they've been looked after when they're on furlough. The bills still keep coming in. So when you do get the good times, you've got to enjoy them. And this is something that we really will enjoy in what's been a very, very difficult year.
Mm. I think you've hit it on the head there. People see what goes in the till, but it isn't all ours, is it, as well? That's the thing. You know, people have got this perception of what you're making, how busy you are, how many customers you're turning over, but it's all relative, isn't it? It's relative on your size, your location, your rates, everything else. But apart from that, so your journey, you've been a barber been in it for 25 years. You've progressed. Obviously, social media you've embraced that now. I think
in the end, got there in the end.
I think a lot of barbers or a lot of people, I mean, especially myself, and it's quite ironic that I'm here now talking to you on social media, but it's going. It was something that we never had to deal with, was it? You had to make your reputation in your town or your city or wherever you were, and that word of mouth went. Now it's a global. This will go global all over the world, and Andy's Barbershop in Bicester will be known throughout the world because of Wahl and because of what you've won. How does that impact on your business now? Is it something that you particularly went for? Is it something you fell into? You know, when you had your previous premises, and I know I've watched your story and I've seen you grow, what made you take the plunge and go and spend obviously a huge amount of money turning your barbershop into one of the best in the country?
Well, it was one of those, Gary, where we was squeezing chairs in every small part of the shop. So we was just literally cramming as much chairs in. And for the barbers, it wasn't much fun. They were cutting hair and you know, they couldn't, as if you like, they couldn't cut with love. You know, they were just literally banging into each other. And we had to do something about it. And we had two choices as far as I'm concerned. We had to either stay as we are, with the barbers just literally having no space to cut hair, or move to bigger premises. And we took the plunge. We have spent a substantial amount of money, you know, and we literally had to make that decision. You either stay as you are, and the rent was considerably cheaper, or we move. And, you know, the rent isn't double where we are, but it's not far off. And, you know, we had 8 chairs in our old shop and we've got 10 in this one. So it's just the fact that it's more space. I mean, Bicester at the moment is a town where there's a lot of building work going on, and they're building houses all the time, and it will keep growing and it will get bigger. So we wanted to have a future, and the only way to get a future is by having these new premises, and that's just over 3 years now. It hasn't all been plain sailing, that's for sure. We've had some hiccups, we've had some bits and pieces that we've had to look at and deal with, but you know, this is certainly a big step in the right direction. It really is.
Yeah, guys, you got to go to the shop as well. I've seen it loads of times on social media and stuff, but obviously when he got through to the final, I think actually going to the place itself, I said this to you, Andy, when I came over, actually being in the building, and I spent a good couple of hours there, you know, just mulling around. I even interviewed some of the staff. I got some of the staff upstairs and spoke to the staff, and, you know, he didn't know who I'm going to ask. I just said, God, can I speak to him and can I speak to her? Look, the decision was the decision. You've won it. You've won it because you deserved it. You've been in and around this awards kind of profile for the last 2 or 3 years. Andy, you said something, and I'm not going to put you on the spot here, but we spoke a couple of weeks ago, and then we spoke about the on the video as well, about what it means to you to win this award. And Andy's got nominated, which I've judged as well, some of the other competitions. You're in some other competitions this year, but he did say to me, he said, I kind of wish this one was the last competition, because this is the one that we really want to win. Now, you've got some other competitions coming up next week. Just elaborate on that comment that you made.
Yeah, and I meant it. I mean, it's one of those, Simon, whereas, like I said a few minutes ago, when you're at Salon International, the stand is always full, and it's got, you know, barbers, hairdressers, male, it's packed. And you see the winners and you think, crikey, they're good. We know of them. They're well known in the industry. How far away are we from that level, you know? So this year we're in 4 finals, and without being disrespectful to any of the other finals that we're in, this is the one that we wanted. And do you know what? We are chuffed to bits. But it's one of those where I think it's something that everybody wants to win. you know, and it's nice to win the local awards, and I really mean that. And it's nice that we're in 3 other finals this year. But this, when we realised that we were in the final, this is the one we had our heart set on, and to win it, we are chuffed to bits, that's for sure.
And I have to say at this point, you know, Ruffians have won it twice. Fantastic effort again, you know, superb. Andrew Cannon, who heads up Ruffians in their shops. We've had him on as a guest, Gaz, an amazing guy. Stefano, who's working out of Mayfair, Avanzato, the guys at Cutter's Yard, the guys at Barbering Grey, and the guys at RW Wolf. My hat goes off to all of you. You're all individually amazing barbershops, but they had to be one winner this year. And as we said, Andy ticked all the boxes, and I'm really pleased for him. And I can't wait to have a year with Andy, working with him and his team in Bicester. One of the nice things, Gaz, there as well is when we travel to Bicester as well, we've got this beautiful Bicester outlet place, which is always absolutely chock-a-block. You have to queue to get into the shops there, but it's one of the probably, I've travelled all over the world, it's probably one of the best designer outlet places in the world, to be fair. Some of the top names there are there. Andy, coming on to shopping and outlets and stuff like that, I want to ask you a question and answer it honestly. Not every time we do something really special, but there's certain times where I've done something in my career. I remember signing my first contract at Wahl. I remember hitting a certain landmark at Salon International, and I've treated myself. I bought a nice watch, bought a car, I've done different things. Are you going to treat yourself?
Yeah, we will actually. What we're going to do is we've got the rota for the next 2 weeks, and I'm hoping to get a day off either side of Christmas. And my girlfriend has said that we'll both get ourselves something nice. I don't know what that will be, a watch or a jacket or something like that, but we will get something nice. And then that way we can remember, when you get something nice, you might think I got that for my 21st birthday, or I got that for our anniversary or something like that. Whereas if we buy something nice, we can remember that is to celebrate the competition win. So yeah, we're going to wait for the shops to be open. And you spoke briefly there about Bicester Village. That place sees about 27,000 people a day, and on Boxing Day, they queue up, they stay in the cars Christmas Day, and they stay in their cars over the night just to get in there Boxing Day. So my home is literally 5 minutes walk from Bicester Village. So when I start working with Wahl next year, Simon, if I haven't got something nice on, then I hope that you'll take me to Bicester Village and reward me for it, mate. Perhaps you'll do that.
It's other way around, bro. It's the other way around.
That.
But,
oh, Andy, you've got it so wrong, man. You've got it so wrong.
I think I have, yeah.
You just don't know, Simon.
Gaz needs to give you a bit of a lesson there on how to look after me. But Andy, you're right. One of the things that I can remember getting my first contract at Wahl, and this is going back in 2000. And I bought myself a really nice Cartier watch up in Selfridges in London. Every time I took what time is it? Oh, it's success time.
Yeah.
Achievement.
You tart.
Honestly, I remember hitting a massive a big. It's probably going to be 2013, 14 at Salon International. We hit a landmark at Salon International, and we've exceeded it every year, but you can't do it every year. But again, I bought myself something really nice that every time you look at it, you think that's hard work, that's graft, that's what you're about.
So you have to enjoy the good times, don't you? Because they're not going to come around every week, every month, or every year. You'll look back in your career and you'll think, for me, it's like we rewarded ourselves when we opened the first shop. Then we rewarded ourselves when we opened the new premises. And again, when we've got the competition win this time, you have to try and enjoy the wins, because there are going to be some losses along the way. This year being a big one, so it's one of those where when you do have the good times, enjoy them, because quite frankly, it's not going to be plain sailing, and there's going to be certainly hiccups down the line.
Well, do you know what, Gaz? Me, you, my missus and your missus have spoke about it, but I think it's, I'm seeing people going over to Dubai a minute. I think it's time for an holiday to celebrate the Barber of the Year this year and the lockdown, and not to celebrate the lockdown, but just to do a bit of light stuff to try and to get some positivity. But Andy might join us in Dubai at some point. For
Dubai?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe further down.
Because it's teetotal over there.
Oh, well, yeah, I have been there once.
Ish.
Yeah, I've been there once.
Andy,
yeah.
It's really tough. There's only sun. There's no beer. That's the thing over there. But Andy, just before we go, and you know, congratulations where it's merited. And I really congratulate you on this. I mean, Bicester is a lovely place. I know quite a few people there. I've actually travelled down to there, but I've never come down to your shop. And it's a commuter area. You're quite close to Oxford around there, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, we're 20 minutes from Oxford, 45 minutes from London. 45 minutes from Birmingham, 45 minutes from Milton Keynes, and an hour from London. So,
yeah.
You know, it is fairly close, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's a great area to be. So make the most of it, mate. I think it's an absolute honour to get this anyway. The pictures I've seen, and we'll definitely come down and see you, but we could even do a live broadcast from there if, you know, at some point in the future when all this madness is, you know, gone and out the way. Love to. But from a fellow salon owner or a fellow barbershop owner, fantastic, mate. The pictures probably don't do it justice, but it looks fantastic.
Thanks, Gary.
Absolute pleasure.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Andy, before we finish off, we're going to do the usual Barbers Arms profile before we leave you. We've done it with Kilian tonight. I don't know if you watched it, but it's your turn. Here we go. Andy Willis, what is your favourite drink?
Cup of tea.
You're not getting fit.
Yeah, he's going to struggle with us. What's your favourite food?
Steak and chips.
Oh, I can do this. I'm feeling steak and chips and a nice cup of tea. It's going to be Yorkshire tea, but yeah, I'm feeling it. What's your favourite destination?
Future Ventura.
Easy for you to say. Future Ventura. What's your favourite music?
Rod Stewart or Lionel Richie? Oh,
I'm into both. Honestly, there's a lot of Rod Stewart happening in this house. Dinner. Who's your ideal dinner date? Don't be a pussy.
No, it'll be my girlfriend.
Oh wow! Here we go. Oh, Gaz, he needs a year with me to sort him out. Anyway,
Andy
Willis, he's having a nice cup of tea, having a nice steak.
Simon.
Yes. Go on, Gaz.
He needs a year with you and a night with me.
That is not wrong. Anyway, let's finish off. Andy Willis, he's having a nice cup of tea. He's having a steak and chips. He's in his favourite place in Fuerteventura, listening to a bit of Rod Stewart, and he's with his lovely girlfriend, and he's enjoying all that thing. I've got to say, and I love finishing off with this, Andy Willis from Andy's Barbershop in Bicester, you are the new Wahl British Barbershop of the Year 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Speak to you Monday, bro. It all starts Monday.
Cheers, Simon.
Yes. Cup of tea. Cup of tea.
Hey, good luck with your meetings.
Hey?
I say good luck with your meetings.
Have a nice cuppa. Kilian?
It'll be one of them. Oh, we got a cup of tea? Yeah. Can I just put this in it?
Yeah, I've never been one for putting a short in a hot drink. I've had a few Irish coffees and stuff, but not for me. But when you go shooting and stuff, do the guys put stuff in the coffees and teas and stuff?
Oh, coffee, no sugar, no milk, Baileys. Beautiful. And you have to just top it up with a bit of whiskey, just make it so you can taste the whiskey. But
oh no, Sherlock.
Just taste it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Bailey's whiskey in a cup. What time would that be, Gaz, when you're doing that?
When I get my flask out, it'd be about 7:30, 8:15 in the morning. It's all about risk assessment, and beer is not my master. It's moderation. Moderation is the key.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. I'll take word for that. So, cheers. Great to have Kilian on tonight. Great to have Andy on tonight. Guys, if you want to watch the full Wahl Awards, you can watch it on the barbersarms.co.uk, the full edited version of both the Barber and the Barbershop of the Year finals are on there. Also, as well, you can watch it on the Wahl Pro UK Insta channel as well. They're all up there now, so you can watch both on both channels. You can watch the full awards. For me and Gaz, Simon Shaw Wahl on my Insta, Gaz the British Barber and Barbers_arms is our Instagram account. If you want to email us, it's barbersarms@thebritishbarber.com. If you want to email us, thank you. Gary said last week's views over 90,000 again. We thank everybody for how many thousands of followers that we've got, and everybody who's watched us through lockdown episode 32. Hope that you've not been disappointed by tonight having our award winners on. Coming up next week, who we got next week, guys? Have we been told who's on next week, or is it a surprise?
Yeah, we've got a very big company on next week. We've got Paul and we've got Mr. Barbers. I don't know if everybody knows that brand, but we've got Paul and Carl. We've got Paul and Carl on for Mr. Barbers next week, and our local heroes. We're bringing that back next week. I know we've taken a lot of time tonight with our two guests, but we've got the local heroes back next week. Hopefully, we can get into some salons and see them coming back from the lockdown from Wednesday. So, yeah, we've got Mr. Barbers in, and I think they're opening a new salon. Whether it'll be from the new barbershop, I don't know. Carl did say to me that they're opening one, but whether it'll be open for the show or he'll be doing it from home, I don't know. But Paul and Carl will be with us next week.
Excellent. So, guys, we're finishing off. Everybody's back on Wednesday in the UK.
Wednesday. Yeah.
To be fair, I'm not going to say it's gone quick, because I think everybody's gone through periods of times where it's not gone quick, it's gone quick. My year from March has been exactly the same all the way through. I've rooted for you all to get back on 4th of July. I'm rooting for you to get back on 2nd or 3rd of December. What is it? 3rd of December. My parting comments would be to you all is that we don't know what's going to happen in January. You're all second guessing what's happening in Ireland and in Wales and different areas. We've seen it now in Canada, we've seen it in Australia, we've seen it in different parts of the world. I just think the normality is going to be potentially till probably mid-year, maybe April, May time, June time. We're going to have different periods until they get the vaccine sorted out. Whenever we open up, you have to do the right thing to make this industry better. Try to get registered. Try to be a registered barber or hairdresser. Try to do that. Go online, have a look at the Hair Council and Barber Council. Try to get registered. And then in between that, make sure that you do the right thing. PPE, making sure that everybody's hygiene properly. You've got your visors on, you've got your masks on. I know it's tough, I know it's shit. And I know if you're doing 30, 40 clients a day, it's easy for me to say, but it's not easy. But try to do the right things, guys. Let's get this industry to a point where you can't knock us down easy. Whenever there's a lockdown, they're going to have a tough battle to keep hairdressers and barbers shut in the future. My fingers crossed for everybody next week. I hope you get back. I hope you're absolutely packed. I hope you listen to advice as well about selling retail, rebooking your clients, doing everything you can possibly. Work as many hours as you can. I know it's going to be tough, but just work as many hours as you can. Get as much dough in as possible because we just don't know what's around the corner. God bless to you all. Have a fantastic comeback next week with the best industry in the world. I love you all. I'll pass you over to Gaz.
Cheers, Simon. Well, there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, let's face it. We're back on Wednesday. We're full, hopefully. Everybody who's doing and going and having your, from a professional point of view, do the right thing, as Simon's just said. All I'm going to say is everything that Simon's just said, I agree with. But just from an industry point of view, don't let government give us any excuse to blame us. We've got to build a case to say, why won't you let us open? They should not now, in the tier system, be closing us down. So unless numbers go up, and we don't want responsible for that, they should not allow us to be closed down. So have a great Christmas, but we've got to keep the foot on the gas. As Simon said, earn as much money as we can. We don't know what's in the future, and this is the problem. We can't guarantee where we're going to go or where we're going to be. Couple of things. Great guest next week. Hopefully everybody follow our vlog. I missed Monday, I know, but we try to lighten the mood every time we've got on there. And I've loved every minute of it. I love Simon's. Next week's guest is going to be great. Another insight into another side of the business, franchising. So if that's your bag, it'll be great. Digest this week from the BBA. If you want to, members get it free anyway. 30,000 members of you get it already. So anybody wants to join, it's free to join the BBA all around the world. You get the digest. Have a look at it. The digest is fantastic. Some great information. And then it's Friday. We've got a Saturday morning in the morning. I don't know what you're going to do. Enjoy your first and last Saturday morning tomorrow, which is going to be the one before the storm. Hopefully we're going to be pulled out. I know hospitality are actually crying, and you know, we might not able to get out there and do the Christmas do's and everything else. We're going to be here for you on Barbers Arms. We're going to have a Christmas special, which is going to be fantastic, I'm sure. But the last and final thing is just nail it. Do what you need to do to get to Christmas, and then we'll see what the rest brings in 2021. We've got to get through to Christmas safely. Love you all. Simon, love you as always. It's been a pleasure.
Love you, pal. I'm sure we'll stay for a drink tonight on the Arms afterwards. We'll have a few bevies afterwards if you want. I've got to do the vlog tomorrow, so I can't. I will buy out when I'm ready. It's done because I've got to do some vlogs tomorrow.
Can I just say though as well, from today, I mean, the guests we've had on today, brilliant. Absolutely. They are the leading lights in our industry at the moment because they have made that commitment to being the best. But also, it's been a great distraction, if you like. Thank you to Wahl. Fantastic competition. Thanks for being involved. But yesterday as well, I thought the live feed and everything was fantastic. So Here's to you, mate, and all the team. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks again. I'll finish off with these final words. You can still watch the awards on Wahl Pro UK and also on the barbersarms.co.uk. I'll finish off with this. Kilian Maddison, the new Wahl British Barber of the Year, and Andy Willis, the owner of Andy's Barbershop in Bicester, the new Wahl British Barbershop of the Year. Good night. God bless from Barbers Arms. We'll see you all next week. Adios, amigos.
Cheers.